us to swing wide those doors. So rise up and let's join together in singing our opening hymn.
Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Patty Rabaza, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Morning, online, offline, wherever you are. My name is Mary Helen Merzbacher. I'm glad to be with you here today. Let's begin our service together as we affirm our statement of truth. There is one presence and one power in the universe and in me, God, the good, omnipotence. Well, as most of you know, prayer is the basis on which unity was founded. Our prayer chaplains pray for your prayer requests for 30 days when you write them on that little note in the corner there. After those 30 days, all of our prayer requests are sent to Unity Village, to Silent Unity, to be prayed for the following 90 days. Okay, so that's 120 days of solid prayer for your prayer request. So after that, you're going to know some answers. We have prayer request forms right in the back. Today, Sarah and Domingo, they're our prayer chaplains. If you would like individual prayer, please get with one of them today. Digital viewers, if you have a prayer request, just click on the request prayer button. How easy is that? That's in your e-bulletin. We have a prayer circle following the service today, and it's right here in the front. Please join us as you're led. Our prayer chaplains are beginning a new prayer text ministry. You may have received one already. I have. And so look for your divine affirmation of God's presence in that text. No reply is needed. Just take a moment, read it, and you're reminded right then of God's presence in your day. It's kind of cool. If you'd like to share the story of your unity journey, either digitally or on social media, please get with Ellen to get on the schedule. That sounds like a really great idea. Many of us have been through a lot of seeking to find unity. Yeah. And now, please join Reverend Kyra in prayer.
Mary Helen, that was awesome. Always a pleasure to be with all of you and to call in the prayer presence together. And welcome back to many of you that are joining us back again. So take in a moment to feel the power of this divine presence right here and right now, to connect with the God of your understanding, and open yourself to the Christ consciousness, the divine highest self of you, the awareness that we are one with this infinite spirit of love and light. And we say thank you. We open our hearts with gratitude. And we say thank you, divine, infinite side of our nature, infinite oneness, God of all. We feel and know your presence in so many ways. And we access the awareness that we are living in and from this one consciousness of light, of love, of truth, of peace, of harmony, of grace. We feel the power of that unified within us. And as we come together in this collective prayer, we say thank you. Thank you for feeling and feeding our hearts with even more awareness of your presence, that we may turn up, amp up the light that we shine out into this world. We know it is your presence in, through, and as us that lights up the world, that sends forth a beacon call to all who are drawn to the truth of their own being, to know that they are one with God, that they are one with this eternal presence. And we feel this power moving through and lighting up ourselves, our healing, our wholeness, our remembrance of who we are, that it may unite with all those across this globe, and we lift up this planet, all those in need of prayer, all those seeking understanding and clarity. We invite them into the light of their own being and shine this light, that they may remember the truth and be set free. And we are grateful, grateful, grateful that we know and that we allow this presence to move through us, through this sanctuary, through our children's rooms and our teachers, through all those that are participating online, through all those that are connected with us with the very thought, with a remembrance, with a knowing. And we say thank you. We are grateful, grateful, grateful. And so it is. Amen. And yes. Back to you, Mary Helen. Thank you.
I think we have some announcements.
Woo-hoo.
We have some good announcements and stuff. All links to these announcements, if you don't catch it verbally, all links are in our Sunday e-bulletin. You would have gotten that at 7 a.m. this morning. I know you were waiting for it. For our people that are here in person today, you can visit the connection table out by the front door to sign up for anything you want. Let's see. Access to our updated newsletters and bulletins are easily found on our website, www.unitybayareahouston.org, or by clicking on the orange newsletter button at the top of the page. You can always call the phone number too, 281-554-2450, and leave a message, and they'll get back to you with any details that you need on any of these events that are going on here. Well, we have a really special day coming up on Tuesday here at the church. It's going to be busy. There's a wedding during the day.
Can I say something about that real quick?
Please do.
Illuminata and Christopher are not here today because Christopher lost his 17-month-old sister this last week, and they are honoring and memorializing her, but they are going forward with their wedding on Tuesday, and they really want to invite the congregation to come and join them out on the Labyrinth at 3 p.m. They're going to have a beautiful celebration of their wedding, and they're two of our new members, and so love to have anybody show up that's available to come and celebrate with them and honor all that is happening in our life transitions, right? Our many, many life transitions we engage. So anyway, I told them I'd make sure and to spread the word that you're still invited to come and join in that celebration on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Thanks.
I found as I've gotten older, it's really important to show up for people. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to be a busy day. So there'll be the wedding, and then the doors are going to open at 5:30 for a worldwide breathing event. So if you're breathing, please come. The live stream begins at 6 p.m., and I imagine it'll last about an hour, something like that. It's a breathing technique that I've been practicing with Sarah for several months, and it's really helped me a lot with blood pressure issues and things like that. So you guys should try it. And then at 7:22, another announcement that's not on the slides, by the way, is there's going to be a concert live streamed here on Zoom from Nashville. It's Stogood, and they haven't been here in a couple of years, so a lot of you know them from prior times, but they have lots of albums out. They're going to do a live stream. It's good if you can sign up, or you can just show up at the church. If you sign up, you can get the Zoom at your house or wherever, and that's at Stogood, STOWEGOOD.com. Very easy. It's free. But we're going to show it here on the big screen with louder music than I can get out of my laptop, that's for sure. Anyway, it starts at 7:22. So right after the breathing, then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back and have that live stream going on too. So, and I think there's going to be food around here throughout the day because there's going to be a lot going on. So just bring it on to us. Okay. A brand new discussion group has gotten going, and I've heard some good reviews. Highly sensitive people. Sylvia Hicks is leading that discussion group. It's held on the second and fourth Mondays of the month. The next 1 hour connection is scheduled for Monday, February 28th at 1 p.m. It's in the afternoon. Unity Women's Ministry and Potluck will be held Tuesday, March the 1st. Boy, we're having a good time at those. That happens to be Mardi Gras Day. And so according to Ellen, who knows all things New Orleans and a lot of things about Galveston, Wendy Hoggett will be presenting material from Promptings, Your Inner Guide to Making a Difference. It's a book by Cody Bateman. Anyway, so you can RSVP to help us plan and know how many people are coming. We're purple, green, and gold. Y'all get the idea, right? It's Mardi Gras. Some of y'all have some much more than just purple, green, and gold. Some headdresses and they're all welcome. Be ready to dance and have some Mardi Gras type music. The men's dinner will be at the Thai Cottage on West Bay Area Boulevard in Webster. Contact Roger Moorfield, there he is, if you're planning to come, so they can RSVP. You're encouraged to invite friends and family to any of these events, because all are welcome. Share the love you receive. Keep it going. Please join me now for our vision, mission, and our affirmation. Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is to inspire minds, awaken hearts, and empower lives through the teachings of Jesus Christ and other expressions of universal truth. In all that we are and all that we live, we value unconditional love, connection, authenticity, inclusivity, trust, and compassion. And we are living relevant spirituality now.
Please rise. 1, 2, 5, 9. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of compassion right now. I choose compassion today. I'm choosing beauty today. I'm choosing beauty today. I am walking the road of beauty right now. I'm choosing beauty today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm Be seated.
We get up and down a lot. Your presence here today is so precious to us. And whether you're here for the first time or the umpteenth time, we'd like to recognize you if you don't mind. If you'd like more information about Unity, its teachings, it's available after the service. You can contact one of the greeters. We have a bookstore that also has a whole lot of information about Unity. Also, our Facebook page, you can contact us through Messenger, and Unity Bay Area Houston if you're interested in any just further looking. Okay? If you're looking for a spiritual place, if you're seeking renewal and want to be uplifted, who doesn't want to be uplifted? We'd love to welcome you. So if you're here for the first time, will you raise your hand? Not Eli and David and Samuel are here for how many times, you guys? Third, second? Okay, well, welcome, friends, family. Anybody else a relative newcomer we can say hi? Well, thanks for being here. We want to give you our welcoming blessing, everyone. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. Thank you, everyone. Now, we're going to center in because Katie Ralston is going to be with us for the Daily Word.
Thank you, Mary Helen. Here it is. Good morning. Our word today is inspiration. And I love coming here. I'm always inspired after being here. Our affirmation today is, I am grateful to those who inspire me. I admire, can we say that together? Let's do that together because this is for everybody. I am grateful to those who inspire me. I admire and respect the sacred calling and work of innovative and groundbreaking thinkers and leaders. The work they have done to forge new paths and lead humanity into new directions inspires me. I've heard inspiration described as the breath of God, an inner quickening. This quickening is mine as I forge new paths and boldly journey forward, creating my life anew. To keep divine inspiration flowing, I make time for rest and contemplative stillness. I begin each day with a prayer for a receptive mind and heart. I pray for the courage and clarity to release my rigid expectations. I have to do that twice. I live in a state of gratitude, though, for the inspiration that flows from God and the opportunity to share it. And from Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. It's our daily word.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush among us. I see love on every face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Prayer in song. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Patty. We're so grateful for music and the song of the universe that is singing through each one of us right now. I invite you, if you've not already done so, to gently close your eyes, to allow yourself to turn inward and to experience the breath of life that animates your being. It is the breath of life that is divinely inspired in us. and moves through every cell of our body. We feel it sparking our cells to life. We feel every organ, every system of our body, our nervous system, our endocrine system, our every possible system is aligned with the breath of life and comes on even more lively by acknowledging that we are one with this universal presence, this divine love, guidance, the wisdom of the universe, the light of all, the one God, the Christ consciousness in us. And it breathes life into us right here and right now. Any thought or any feeling or any experience within your physical form or your emotional body is brought new life right now by a breath. Let's take a breath together. And let it go. We say thank you. Thank you, Divine Spirit, for opening the window of our soul, that we let the breath of life breathe through with a fresh breeze, with a renewal of all that we are and our divine connection. And so we feel this power and we turn within and we begin to just gentle ourselves into the realization that there is no effort to our breathing, that we allow. There is a surrender, a movement of spirit that moves through us as we allow and know that life is breathing us. God is breathing us. Every part of you aligns with the intelligence of the universe that lives within you and moves through you as this breath of life. And we quiet the mind and just breathe through every thought, every feeling, to allow ourselves to be fully present here and now. In this space, we relax our body, our shoulders and our neck, and our torso and our legs. The breath of life moves through the very soles of our feet and unifies with Mother Earth, with our beloved Gaia that supports every creature of the sea and the sky and the land. All of creation is breathing with us right now. And as we give gratitude for this breath of life, for this fluid movement of consciousness and light, and the tone of the universe sings its song through us, lifting us into a higher realization of ourselves in a divine space where all things are brought to new light and awareness through breath and light, through wonder and awe. We are in reverence of this light, of this life force, of this movement of spirit. And we bring that reverence into the sacred heart of our being, where we relax into the silence. Right here and right now, we move into the sacred silence, where the breath of life does its mighty work in us. And so in this sacred now, we say thank you. In this moment of realization of the divine oneness of all, of the one breath moving through us, we are in gratitude. Thank you, God. We realize your presence in every breath. in every activity and movement of our lives. And our heart sings with joy, and our mind relaxes into peace. And we are filled and fulfilled with every breath in wholeness, vitality. And we say thank you. We are grateful, grateful, grateful. And so it is. We bring our awareness back here and now, where we breathe life into this prayer from an Aramaic translation of our Lord's Prayer. Together, beloved oneness, breathing life of all, holy is our essence. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire acts with ours and vibrates light to form. Fulfill this day all need for bread and insight. Forgiveness releases us, and we remember wholeness. We are free from inner and outer deception and walk your path with joy. You are the power of these truths and unite my words, thoughts, feelings, and actions through this prayer. In gratitude, my heart knows it is so. Amen. And yes. And so it is.
You're broken down and tired, living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. We gonna walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, and I'll rise like the day, and I'll rise up, and I'll rise unafraid, and I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up high as the wave, and I'll rise up in spite of the ache, and I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. With you. When the silence isn't quiet, it feels like it's getting hard to breathe in. I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains. We'll bring the world to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, rise like the day, and I'll rise up. I'm unafraid, and I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, rise like the day, and I'll rise up, unafraid, and I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, and with you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other, and we'll rise up, we rise up. Yes, we rise up. And I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day, and I'll rise up. In spite of the ache, and I'll rise up. And I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up. High like the waves, and we'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up. And we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, and through you.
Oh, yeah, those tears. They're tears of gratitude and beauty and awareness that we are in this together, aren't we? It's such a beautiful thing, and we do rise up. We rise up together, and it's a beautiful thing. So today we are completing our series on the Laws of Spirit, the book by Dan Millman, A Tale of Transformation. And it has been a powerful journey together through these laws of spirit to unify ourselves with a greater awareness. And as we are completing this series, I want to do a little bit of a review with you about where we've been in this journey and how do we begin to integrate that this message that is in this book and every other spiritual book and every other message that we get on YouTube or through preachers out there or through any means that we're inspiring one another, is that we are being called to know that the message lives in us. That the message is alive in us when we claim and know our true Christ consciousness. When we know our awareness as a being of light and love in this world, we begin to live a different way. And that's the transformation that happens when we live according to these laws. We don't have to sit and think about every law. Right? We don't have to go through every law in the process. But instead, what we do is we begin to integrate an awareness. We are seeding our consciousness to begin to live from the holistic experience of our higher self. You know, our traveler here, just like every one of us, he goes up on his mountaintop. Anybody been on their mountaintop at times? Oh, yeah. Or in your valley, too? And in all those places, he happens to go on the mountaintop to meet his higher self, to meet this sage who is there to help advise him about these laws of spirit and take him through a journey, a process of claiming and knowing the power of these laws. And so as we've done that, we've gone through a series and we began to understand that this is an infinite universe, first of all. That we live in a place that everything is informing us of the divine, of the consciousness of God, of the consciousness of the universe. So every part of nature, every experience is an opportunity for us to claim and know and reveal more of the universal consciousness into our own being and awareness. And the more we engage and experience the power of that, the more we are alive with that light of truth inside of us, with the releasing of our true potential into the world. Who wants to release their potential, right? I want all of you to release your, if you didn't raise your hand, I'm holding that you all release your potential into this world because we have so much to give. We are light beings here to express this divine presence and bring it forth in ways that transform and inspire not only ourselves. So we're meant to inspire and transform ourselves, but also one another by the presence that we carry, by the willingness to allow the light to shine through, to bring our particular gifts into the world. And the way we do that is we want to do that with more ease and grace. Anybody want more ease and grace? Peace and love and harmony and kindness and all that kind of thing that we're looking. And we are those that are helping bring that into the world. You know, our role is not to judge what is out there, but to begin to align to what is in here and allow it out. And when we're busy shining, we don't have time for anything unlike that Christ consciousness. And so our traveler is learning in this process to look at the different laws and find those places in himself where he lives in alignment with those. And the sage brings him wonderful messages. So if you haven't gotten this book and read it, I highly recommend it. It's a fun journey, but a powerful one. And so he began, our first week, we looked at the law of balance and the law of choices and the law of process. And certainly we understand that there's a balance to all things, and that when we understand balance is we see imbalance, right? We experience when you're out of balance, you know, and you sometimes fall or whatever. But in balance, life is always seeking balance. It's the nature of it. So we are also meant to seek that balance in ourselves and to notice, where am I out of balance? Am I out of balance in my divine, in my human self? Because we are both and. We're not either or. And so when we begin to recognize, maybe I put too much emphasis on the physical, or maybe I put too much emphasis on emotional, or maybe I put too much emphasis on the divine and haven't embodied it into a living presence so that the message can live in me. So we are calling forth a balance of all things in our lives. And as we do, we begin to experience the expansion of our awareness and an ability to then recognize that that leads us to choices. And choices are the place where we, and the law of choice is that it's up to us. We live in a free will zone. We are called individually and collectively to understand that it is our choice. Every thought. Do you understand every thought is available as a choice? Now, there may be thought currents that are going on. I'm going to say there are thought currents that are going on, but I don't have to choose those. I can choose what thought I allow into my conscious awareness and what thought I bring to the forefront and what thought I give my energy and power to. And so as I'm choosing thoughts, I'm choosing feelings. We've often thought we're bombarded by things and we just have feelings. Well, we have choice to reflect and change those feelings in a given moment. And often they're related to the thoughts we're thinking, right? You noticed how that happens? It can go both ways. You can feel something and then have thoughts about it. You can think something and then have feelings about it, you know? And either one, you want to unify those in balance with your higher self, right? Your higher realization that I can choose a different thought, a different belief, and our thoughts lead to our beliefs. And so when we choose differently, then we have a different experience. And that choice is one that is it in alignment with my higher spirit? And as we go through, we also recognize it's a step-by-step process. We have to take life and move through. We don't just suddenly, there are those that have been known in history to suddenly be enlightened. I won't say that doesn't ever happen. It's not the usual path. Have you noticed? How many of you called for that? It hasn't happened yet. So what we recognize that is our enlightenment, and we are already all enlightened as Christ beings, is already here, but our unraveling of the beliefs and the places that have held us back happens step by step by step. And so next we went into the chapter on presence. The law of presence, the law of compassion, and the law of faith, the chapters. And each of those represent another aspect of living fully in the moment. Only in this moment can we feel and know the power of that divine presence within us. And in this moment, when I know that presence, I begin to learn to love myself, or at least accept myself. And out of that, I have compassion. I have self-compassion. For me, I have compassion for everyone else. Oftentimes, we're hardest on ourselves. Have you noticed? And then we're frustrated and judging the world because we've been judging ourselves. So compassion begins with a self-compassion that then fuels us to have compassion for all of humanity and all of our human nature. And then we move into a place of faith. And out of this, the law of faith, because when we're compassionate, we begin to recognize there's something greater happening here. We're not judging the individual situation or circumstance, but we're beginning to open that there is a flow of this universal God consciousness, this awareness, and it is available to each and every one of us. And so we begin to have faith in the benevolence of the universe, in the good that is available to us. And as we do that, we begin to harmonize ourselves in a new way because we start to live according to expectation, the law of expectation, the law that says I can expect good at all times. Can you? Yes. Yeah, you can. And do we? Sometimes. So what if I expect a miracle? I expect miracles, small and large ones, every single moment. What we call miracles are actually alignment to the divine universal flow. So they are not actually outside of the laws of the universe in any way. They are actually the universe in alignment, bringing their laws into play. And when we notice the miracles, the wonders that are happening in our life moment by moment, the universe, as it always does, says, oh, you want more of that? Let me give you more. We know that the third unity principle is that we create our reality by our thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. And so when we say, oh, I'm expecting a miracle, I'm expecting good, I'm expecting, even if I don't understand why this situation is happening, I expect it to teach me something valuable, and I become better as a result of this experience. And I allow myself to release any idea that anything could be against us, because everything is for us. Everything is for us. How do you feel when you take in that thought? Do you relax it all into life? See, that's the point of this, is that we begin to relax when we have a different view and start to align with these laws of spirit. And as we do that, we move into the law of integrity. See, integrity is being integral to ourselves, to that place we are at one with ourselves, right? And out of that having that integrity is that I am true to my word, I'm true to myself. You know, it doesn't mean we don't ever make mistakes, but I don't try to self-deceive. I don't deceive others. I am true to who I am as a divine presence in this world. And out of that, I come to the place where I move into the law of action. See, integrity and will have me now moving and taking action. And I loved her example in the book of the two roads. And she's like, choose one, because she'd been following her along the path. And she says, okay, it's your turn. Choose a path. And he says, okay, I've done it. And she goes, choose a path, as if he never said anything. She goes, choose a path. And he goes, well, I have. And she goes, choose a path. And he finally gets it and starts to walk on that path. See, choice is really also about action. That we don't make a choice. We do make a choice to choose our thoughts, but we also must put them into a living presence to where we are living from that message and choosing the actions that are in alignment with our whole self. And as we do that, moment by moment by moment, we ask ourselves, is this action in alignment with who I am? Does it serve the highest good of me and humanity and all of creation? Because as we do that, then we choose our actions in a higher way than we have in the past. And so in this, we moved then into the law last week. Reverend Curdy did a great job of presenting the law of cycles, the law of surrender, and the law of unity. And we start to understand, we integrate this whole bigger picture, that we are in cycles of consciousness. And those cycles will invite us to take a holistic view, a holistic approach. And we then surrender into something higher in us that is informing us in this moment. And as we surrender into that, we gain an awareness that we are part of one and the same unity. We love our name, unity, right? And unity represents that we acknowledge that we are in this together. We rise up together through the Christ consciousness in us, through the divine that is moving through us. And when we start to begin to realize ourselves as a part of this whole, and each other as a part of the same whole, we begin to share a different kind of life. We appreciate each other. We become curious. We hold each other in reverence. We hold the world in reverence, even when it doesn't look like what we think it's supposed to look like. And all of this comes to conclusion in the epilogue as he is coming to the end of his spiritual journey, our traveler. Now, or he's coming to the beginning of his spiritual journey, the next level of his spiritual journey, because there's no end, right? We are in continuous movement of cycles and transition. Whether we're in form or not in form, we are always learning and growing. That's why we have that impulse in us, right? The impulse of the universe is us to explore, to become curious, to learn more, to gain an understanding, a deeper experience and expression of the divine. And in that moment that we open to that, then we begin to notice things that we hadn't noticed before. And when we become holistic in our view, we start to see the way that things are connected together, the way that things are working on our behalf. We start to integrate these messages that we've been understanding, these universal laws of spirit, laws of consciousness, laws of oneness. You can call them whatever you would. And at the same time, to recognize that as we do that, we are truly opening ourselves to the realization that we are our higher self. Have you recognized that yet? Have you come to the awareness that I cannot be separate from my Christ consciousness? I can't be separate from my higher self by whatever name or knowing. So therefore, it is always in me, guiding me. It is always moving through me, bringing me to a greater realization. My role is to just open to the realization that that's happening and then explore the next step and the next step and the next step of the journey. Because every breath, as we've talked about it, is an opportunity to engage in a deeper way all of life, right? And what is life going to give me in this moment? It's going to give me what I give out, what I am holding as the truth within my own consciousness. Now, we do say thank you for grace because sometimes it takes us beyond the place that we hold for ourselves. So take a breath. Everybody breathe. No worries here. What we are to understand and what our sage teaches our spiritual traveler is that there is a great commandment. The great commandment is the one that is the greatest of all, that moves us and transcends all the ways we would feel stuck in the world. And that greatest commandment, this says, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" And Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and with all your mind." This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. And then he said, law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. So all the laws of the universe hang on the law of love, of the awareness that there is only love here and that we have a choice to allow that love for our for the divine nature of all of existence. When I love everything and recognize it as divine, then it shows back and showers that love back to us. And we know that the love ourselves and love as we love our neighbors as we love ourselves, it could go either way. But it begins with loving our neighbors as we love ourselves. So we have to first love ourselves completely. And we love ourselves when we recognize that there is a God consciousness operating in and through me. In this moment, in every moment, I don't care what you're doing or what you're experiencing in any moment, what party you're at or what experience you're having with somebody else, you are the love of God in action. Whew. Affirm that with me. I am the love of God in action. I am the love of God in action. See, the greatest law is that I choose love, and I choose to allow that love to unify and harmonize everything within me, and then I see through the eyes of love. What is it to take a situation and re-see it with love? Then we move into forgiveness, right? We move into a place where we don't see separation any longer. We see our oneness. We start to unify the world. If I take a part of me that I have condemned and I instead embrace it with love, what part of you have you condemned in yourself? Then you begin that journey to love yourself more and love the world more. See, when we become the message, the living message is in us. We are the laws of spirit in action, and the greatest of these is love. Then we become not only a transformational place within ourselves, we transform every moment, every experience. We look at it differently. We ask different questions. If you're asking the same old questions and getting nowhere, I would suggest a new question, right? Are you asking the questions that really fill your soul, that give you the answers, that move you forward in life? And I'm not saying that every action we take is easy, or every moment that we're called to integrity is an easy thing to do. Sometimes we wrestle. We wrestle with the various desires of our being, the heart, the soul, the body, and we yet have this opportunity to choose love, to choose peace, to choose kindness, to choose to live according to the God consciousness. What would the Christ in me have to say here and now? How would the Christ respond to myself with the negative thought I just had, with the belief here that is keeping someone separate from me? It would begin to say, let's take down those walls, because we are not separate. We are one, and together we rise. Together we know that love is enough in us, and we are enough. That everything that we do is enough in this moment, in that moment, no matter what's occurred in the past. Everybody taking a breath? Let it go. Let it go. We breathe new life. The Christ in you is breathing you, and there is an alignment with spirit that is happening here and now on our planet that is beyond anything we've ever experienced before. And we are forerunners here in Unity, that we have lived into this consciousness. And often we've been afraid to live our truth, to speak our truth fully, because it was not always the popular belief in the world. But it is now. We'll let go of that old belief. It is the popular belief that we are one, that we have a greater consciousness, that there is something greater happening here. And so many are awakening right now, and they're looking for you to be the living message, to live the law of love, to speak your truth, to stand in the power of your true Christ light and shine it in the midst of every circumstance. And let me tell you, people will seek you out because you become a magnet. When you live from that message of light and love inside of you, you become a magnet. And people go, I don't know what it is you've got, but I want it. Tell me about you. Or they'll come and ask you some question out of the blue about something spiritual. And you're like, where'd that come from, right? But they see the light inside of you, because you've taken down the walls of separation between yourself and your divine. So I invite you to know that through this journey, we've awakened to the realization that we are the light of the world. We are the truth of this presence. We are enough in everything that we do and that we say and that we experience. And the more you give yourself over to that law of love, that greatest commandment, to love that infinite God inside and through you, then you also give that same to others. And we will transform not just our lives, but we will fulfill our vision of a world powerfully transformed by the spiritual awakening. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but of all. But anyway, we get the gist, is that we are here to fulfill something greater, or our mission to inspire minds and awaken hearts and empower lives through the teachings. We say the teachings of Jesus Christ and other universal truths, but it's the teaching that is alive in you. Thank you. Thank you for being teachers in this universe. Thank you for agreeing to live according to a higher calling and express that Christ, because you are making a difference in this world. And I'm deeply grateful for each and every one of you. God bless you, friends. It's a beautiful and powerful time to be alive. And we are grateful for each of you and the ways that you give of your substance, of the divine substance that is all around us, abundant. And we are blessed in so many ways. And so let us take these gifts that we share, and we're going to find ways. If you give online, just hold it in your heart. If you're one of those that gives on text, we have all these options that mail in your checks, or if you do it here today, it matters not. We know that you are here as a presence of love. So even love yourself this moment as we are sharing this offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And we do have lots of ways to give, and we're going to invite our ushers up to start. In just a moment, we'll move into our song. I just have to share one more little story because our message today was inspiration on our daily word, and I loved that about who inspires you. And I was so inspired this week I did the invocation for the Chamber of Commerce when they did the State of Space presentation this week, and the head of Johnson Space Center, Vanessa Wish, came and spoke. And I'll tell you, she is a shining light and amazing presence in this world. And she spoke to some of the ways that, like even the whole space industry affects our area. And that she's over 10,218 jobs or something like that. But with all the contractors, that space community is over 54,000 jobs in our area. And talk about an inspiration of someone who is foresighted and bringing forth new awareness, and they're bringing new understanding into how do we take and expand our view of who we are and what we are out into space. And we explore those kinds of things. And I just wanted to say I was so inspired by her presence, and she was also very present. I got to sit at the speaker table with her. And I joked about, as they were doing this long intro bio on her background, right, which was amazing, and I looked at her and I said, "Oh, not a boring job, huh?" And she looked at me, she started to laugh, and then she went up to the podium and she talked about that at one point. She goes, "Yes, somebody just said to me, not a boring job." Absolutely not. And each way that we express that is ours to express, whether you're somebody who does it just in one little moment of being present with someone, or you do it in a big way, all of them are places of inspiration. But that was one that I was inspired by her. And they have the new moon project is titled Artemis, and it represents the sister of Apollo, because Apollo was the first moon project. And they wanted the feminine recognition of the twin sister, because we are now coming into a time of a unified whole, correct? And so I just thought that was so inspiring to hear. So God bless you. Let's take up our offering and give this over to Patty Rabaza. Thank you.
Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. I have more than enough of all that I need to do all I can do, be all I can be as I go through the day. This is my creed, I have more than enough of all that I need, more than enough of all that I need. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Is there anyone who can't remember a time when you had less money and you did just fine? Compared to where we are, we've come all this far. Why not spend the day enjoying where we are? I have more than enough of all that I need to do all I can do, be all I can be as I go through the day. This is my creed, I have more than enough of all that I need, more than enough of all that I need. Sing with me. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Take a quick look back at dreams of yesterday, dreams of living the life that you live today. We spend so much time wanting so much more when there's plenty to be grateful for. I have more than enough of all that I need to do all I can do, be all I can be as I go through the day. This is my creed, I have more than enough of all that I need, more than enough of all that I need. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. One more time. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough.
And Ellen Rogers for our great music today. And let's bless our gifts together. If you want to bring those on forward. Thank you, Maria. Everybody remember to breathe. And so together, we celebrate divine abundance. We gratefully live, breathe, and experience abundance and generosity. Thank you, God, for the flow of resources through our ministry to bless the world. We rejoice as all our prayers are answered. We are grateful, blessed, and prosperous. Thank you, God. Now, before we go into birthdays, I'm going to share one other thing real quick, and that is that we have our annual meeting next week, right immediately following the service. I believe it's scheduled at 12:15 for us to do a little bit of preparation. But what that also means is that we have a sign-up sheet out here. It's time for you to renew membership by acknowledging you still want to be a member. You check yourself off and sign off on the sheet out there. Everyone is welcome to our annual meeting to learn about what's been happening, how we flowed through this last year, and what we're doing as we're moving forward. And voting members will help vote in our two new board members that are up on the docket. And let me just ask Dawn Pence and Katie Ralston, would you both rise for just a moment? And you'll get to hear from them next week, but these are the two candidates for our board positions. And we are so grateful for their willingness to serve, and we will also be honoring our outgoing board members, so we'll have an opportunity to do that next week as well, who have put in 3 years of tremendous heart and soul into this ministry, so we're grateful for that. And so we'd love to have you come join us for our annual meeting. I know sometimes that sounds boring, and yet we'll try to make it a little bit fun. Yeah. Thank you all.
Can I add something to that? First of all, it's super sexy and juicy, and everyone wants to show up because everything we do is super fun.
Yeah. Yes.
Second thing I'd like to say, you did receive either through email or mail your membership renewal. If you signed your piece of paper, you turned it into Ryan, and it's the same as signing that piece of paper and checking off the box out here. So you can, if you don't want to copy and use paper, you can just sign right here in the foyer. But if you have brought the piece of paper, you just give it to Ryan. Right now he's in the back of the sound booth, but you know where his office is. So one or the other, you do not have to do both. When I get your piece of paper, I will check you off of that list. And this just helps us really. Next week, we're going to get everybody to leave the building, or leave this room. Yeah, leave the building. Okay. And then as you come in, you'll have already been checked off. You'll have already, all the people who are in membership, who have renewed, it's like being already on the VIP list. Okay? You'll be like, I already signed up. So that. In fact, I'd like you to do that. That'll be your secret handshake. And then I'll know that you did that already, that you have already taken care of your business.
I love it.
So at this time, we'd like to recognize February birthdays. Do we have any February birthdays in the house?
Yeah.
I see Miss Gail is here.
Where's Gail? Yeah.
Reverend Kyra is here.
Yay.
I don't know if you know what happens on next Tuesday? Wednesday. Next Wednesday. She's going to be 21 again.
Yeah.
Renee Bourgeois, Kim Cluck, Stacy, Jean V had a birthday, Keith Vivens, Ruby Torres, and Chris Coleman. Anybody else out there that's a February birthday? Hey, happy birthday. When was your birthday? On the 16th?
16th.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Yes, you got a February birthday over here? Okay.
Lindsay,
Yes,
when's yours?
when was your birthday, Lindsay?
February 25th.
February
All right,
25th.
coming up. All right.
That's coming right up. We're going to add you to the list. 25th?
Yes.
Okay. Help me remember that. That goes right onto this board. So, as much as I would like to sing happy birthday, Aquarius and Pisces, we're going to say February babies. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
And me.
Happy birthday, February babies. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now. Happy birthday, February babies.
Hey. Woo. We will have a prayer circle after service today. And now, let's see, what are we doing as a closing here? Breathe on me. Everybody rise. Let's breathe on us. We're doing a lot of breathing today.
Breathe on me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew, that I may love the way you love and do what you would do. Breathe on me, breath of God, until my heart is pure, until my will is one with yours, to do and to endure. Breathe on me, breath of God, till I am wholly thine. I feel this earthly part of me glow with your heavenly light. I feel this earthly part of me glow with your heavenly fire.
Let's do our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Hallelujah. Give yourself a big hug.
Yay!
Hey, God. Have a great week, everybody.